Saigon, 1968, not as a theater of grand battles, but as a labyrinth of alleyways, brothels, and bureaucratic offices. A city where the war is a background hum to a more intimate, insidious crime. William Friedkin's Off Limits presents a Vietnam unseen in the era's spectacle-driven narratives. It is a police procedural adrift in a military occupation, a film less concerned with winning a war than with finding a killer in a place where murder is the ambient condition. The film arrived in 1988, a late entry in a cycle of Vietnam films that included Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, and Hamburger Hill, yet Friedkin, the director of The French Connection, and To Live and Die in LA, was not interested in restaging combat. His focus was the Criminal Investigation Division, KAG, the Army's detectives. Production was notoriously difficult. Filmed in Bangkok standing in for Saigon, the shoot was plagued by logistical nightmares, extreme heat, and tensions within the cast and crew. Friedkin, known for his exacting and volatile style, pushed for a gritty verite aesthetic, far removed from studio gloss. This friction is palpable in every frame. Cinematographer John M. Stevens, using natural light and handheld cameras, creates a sweaty, claustrophobic visual texture. The city feels like a pressure cooker, its colors muted into a palette of khaki, olive drab, and the sickly yellow of street lamps. The casting was a deliberate subversion. Willem Dafoe, fresh from his iconic role in Platoon, plays Buck McGriff, but here, he is no idealistic recruit. He is a weary, cynical investigator, his gaunt face a map of disillusionment. Gregory Hines, primarily known as a dancer and comedic actor, is his partner, Alba B. Perkins. Their pairing is the film's core. It sidesteps the buddy cop banter of the era. Their rapport is terse, functional, born of shared exhaustion. The racial dynamic, a white sergeant and a black warrant officer, is acknowledged not as a source of conflict, but as another layer of irrelevance in the moral void they navigate. Their case, the brutal murders of Vietnamese prostitutes. The military command is indifferent. The victims are considered off limits in every sense to concern to justice. The investigation becomes a thread pulling at the fraying fabric of the entire American presence. The central theme is the corruption of institutions. The CID, meant to uphold order, operates in a system where the chain of command is a shield for depravity. Every door they open reveals not answers, but deeper complicity. The killer they seek is merely a symptom. Friedkin constructs a world where morality has been evacuated. The Vietnamese are spectral figures in their own city, either victims or inscrutable obstacles. The Americans are occupiers, not liberators, lost in a heart of darkness narrative where the jungle is replaced by urban decay. A key sequence involves the detectives interrogating a suspect in a lavish air-conditioned villa while a war rages outside the window. The contrast is chilling. It visualizes the disconnect between the sterile machinery of military justice and the chaotic reality it presumes to govern. The film's climax is not a cathartic firefight, but a bleak, rain-soaked confrontation in a cemetery. Justice, when it arrives, is personal, messy, and utterly divorced from any official sanction. It offers no resolution, only a grim acknowledgement of the abyss. Off Limits failed to find an audience in 1988. It was too grim for action fans, too genre-bound for arthouse crowds. It lacked the mythic sweep of its contemporaries. Its power is in its refusal to provide solace or simple heroes. It stands as a fascinating companion piece to Friedkin's own The French Connection. Both are about obsessive detectives in corrupt systems. But where Popeye Doyle's New York has a brutal logic, McGriff and Perkins' Saigon has none. The city itself is the antagonist, a place where all rules of war, of law, of basic humanity are suspended. The film's legacy is its uncompromising atmosphere. It captures a specific kind of existential fatigue, the numbness that sets in when evil is bureaucratic and routine. The performances, especially Dafoe's hollowed-out intensity, ground this abstraction in palpable human wariness. In the end, Off Limits is less about solving a crime than about documenting a state of being. It is a portrait of men trying to apply a rational process investigation to a fundamentally irrational situation. Their failure is the film's most profound insight. It suggests that in such conflicts, the greatest casualty may be the very concept of justice. The title, Off Limits, thus becomes a haunting refrain. It describes the crime scenes, the victims, and ultimately, the possibility of moral clarity itself, all placed firmly out of bounds. Friedkin leaves us not with answers, but with the lingering image of his detectives receding into the Saigon night, having stared into the void and found it staring back. It is a masterclass in atmospheric dread, a war film where the only territory lost is the soul. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed. So please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one.